So we're going to start this conversation. Silas, I think you're being a bit modest. You are an author of a very popular book. You say in this book, on single mothers, before you marry her, know why the other ninja left.
So that's a memo in the book where I'm advising men who want to marry single mothers on the things to consider. Because the advice applies even for women who want to marry men who have children out there, so it cuts both ways. Okay. But the book is for men. Okay. And I was just listing a number of factors and one of the factors was like, you need to know why the other guy is out of the picture. Okay. Because if you don't know why he's out of the picture, probably she's going to leave you for the same reason. So I've been doing this stuff on Facebook, 50 memos to men. Okay. I've been having this dialogue with the men on various issues. You know, men have been going through a lot, especially after COVID came and, you know, people are losing jobs and all that, and men were really taking a beating. Okay. So I started having this dialogue with men on social media, and then I collected all those dialogues into a book. They're called 50 Memos to Men. Okay. So I've done the first 2 volumes that have like from memo number 1 to 100. Okay. And now the other memos from 100 to 200 will be out in the course of the year.
It's a lot of memos to men. I hope they are reading it. Chito,
no, they are reading
it.
A lot, yeah.
So let's go to Chito. Chito, as someone who's young but also a radio host, what do you think is it like the dating scene for men in the 21st century?
Number one, it's T for tough.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of things that are changing over time.
Yeah.
You know, when our parents used to go, when they would tell us the stories of how they would go dating, they would describe it like it was a very simple thing. Yeah. You know, you meet a girl by the river, you wink at her, she winks at you, you walk away, and somehow it becomes and you appear.
Yeah. Good times, man.
But now today, even when you are talking about approaching a lady, so I give this example sometimes. So there's a time I met a person who I thought she was beautiful. I met her, she was walking in the street when a mall set up. So I walk over to say, hi, my name is so-and-so. I think you're beautiful. I'd like to take you out for coffee. If you're not comfortable, you don't have to give me your number, but we can meet here at this time and this date. And if you're okay, we can have, and she looks at me and goes, Hapana, when nani? And you know, it became a whole scene, which, you know, also made me go like, yo, what's going on? But it made me realize that as much as women say they want polite men, I think it depends on which woman you're talking to. Because sometimes there are women who may be going through their own traumatic experiences, so she reacts to you how she would react to her abusive father or how she would react to her abusive ex-boyfriend. Yeah. And so I found it's a very interesting dynamic. Even if you're calling somebody to tell them come, sometimes you invite somebody for lunch, they won't want to go for lunch. They want to go for drinks. Okay. Because drinks is the language that is understood. When you say lunch or you say dinner, it has to involve some, let's just say some stimulants.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Juma, you're hearing these experiences. Are you shocked, or when you're growing up, was it easier on the men, or perhaps men have changed and become maybe different, or let's say weaker, like we are accused?
Yeah, it's kind of different from what I knew when we were dating, when we were young. And to begin with, to comment on this book, I think you need to know why. She dumped that guy, right? Yeah. Why she left? Why is it why he left or why he was dumped? You know, because maybe or both, right? Yeah. So during our time, of course, I think we didn't have even the mobile phones like we know it today. So I remember in high school, dating was you meet someone during the outings, and you throw up that tough pickup line. So I think we had to learn the catchiest pickup line that would catch her attention and let her give you an audience. Huh? And then, of course, those days, we had, of course, letter writing. So where you would, you know, once you meet someone, you would just send letters, and nicely written letters. And sometimes you spray that letter with the perfume, and so that when she opens it, she's, you know, and very nice. So it was quite different from dating as we know it today. And for some of us who, of course, grew up in the village, you know, it was not dating today was not, dating those days was different from what you guys are going through today. Today you can easily meet someone on Facebook or on Instagram, and I hear there is also Tinder, right? Is it Tinder, right? I've never tried it because I'm off the market nowadays. Yeah, but I think nowadays it's quite easier. It's easier to meet. It's easier to meet people. But during our time, it wasn't that easy. In our time, we even had arranged marriages where your aunt or your uncle could say that, I've seen a beautiful lady somewhere and I need you to go and meet her, and they could just arrange, and then marriage would be able to take place. But looking at it in retrospect, if I look at those days and today, I think today there's a lot more pressure on the young people. Poverty is like almost like a disability. Guys have to work really, really hard to be able to impress ladies. So the dating scene now is quite complicated, and I'm happy that I'm no longer in the market. I'm just watching from afar, but I'm worried for my kids. Yeah. I really hope that they're going to have a good time, to be able to get their spouses.
All right.